Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Q&A for today. This one focusing on Fear the Walking Dead for Season 3. This one is me giving my thoughts on the news that we are going to be seeing a main character return for the third season. So, of course, spoiler warning for this one. If you guys haven't seen or heard about this yet, or you don't want to know anything about Season 3, this one was posted by comicbook.com. They have a Walking Dead page. Apparently, I actually wasn't even familiar with this one. But it's really cool. They've got an interview with Dave Erickson, who is, of course, the showrunner and executive producer for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3. And like I said, spoiler warning, he goes into kind of the return of a pretty main character when he was asked about Daniel, and since we didn't see the body, is he really dead or not? So Dave Erickson gave us a pretty definitive answer. Take a look at the quotes. "In my mind, he is not dead. What's important is that Ofelia thinks he's dead because that led her to run. My hope is we will figure out a way for Daniel Salazar to return. Maybe in Season 3, he is not dead, period." So this is pretty cool for us. I mean, at least he's letting us know. See, a lot of times with regards to Walking Dead, they don't usually give out hardly any information. They pretty much leave it all up to us to wait and see. But I love with this one that our showrunner for Fear is actually just going to tell us that, okay, Daniel is alive. He's not dead. So that's pretty big news for us, because then, of course, we're going to be seeing Ruben Blades return at some point, obviously. And they're going to try to make it happen for Season 3, it sounds like, maybe in Season 3. So like I said, my hope is we'll figure out a way for him to return, maybe in Season 3. So I think it depends on Ruben Blades and what he wants to do with regards to his his time, whether or not he wants to, whether or not he's going to be ready to film and everything, and if he has other commitments and other stuff he's working on. So it's pretty cool to find out this way, rather than us having to wait until the next season and then him kind of... It's nice when you have characters kind of pop up out of nowhere, but it's also nice too when we don't have to wait that long to figure out whether or not he is dead, because it has already been half a season since the mid-season finale for Season 2 of Fear. And, based on the scene, you've got the wine cellar and everything, it really looks like he's dead. So for them to just tell us, I think, is really nice. That way we don't have to keep debating and fighting over it and everything like that. For sure, he is alive, and we'll most likely see him in the third season. So I'm happy for it. I like Daniel as a character. I feel like if they let it go too long, don't bring him back at all. I was expecting to see him in the Season 2 finale. Maybe they could have done that if Ruben Blades probably was down to do it or was able to do it. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe that's why they didn't. And... it gets pushed into the next season. But at least now we know, so it won't be another Morales situation where, people are talking about it for years and years and years. So confirmation. Yes, Daniel's alive, and yes, they're going to try and get him into the show for Season 3 so we can see him. My prediction for it would be, I think he'll probably be at the border, probably captured. Maybe Ofelia will run into him in the premiere or something, if they can get him to, to be ready for filming and everything and to be on set. Then it looks like that's what we're going to see. So that's pretty cool news, and I'll put the link in the description for you guys to check it out. You can watch the whole interview if you want to. It's pretty long. It's almost 20 minutes long. So good stuff, and I'm happy to hear that he will be returning. No news on Tobias yet. I did the thumbnail on purpose. That way people can't say, "Oh, it's spoilers, Travis, spoilers," if I just put Daniel's face there. So I try my best for you guys. I do what I can do, but we got to make the videos anyway. We got to go forward anyway. Spoilers aside, that type of deal. So, so happy to hear that Daniel's going to come back. He is one of my favorite characters from the original group, I think, and he's almost forgotten about at this point. So if they don't bring him back in soon, everybody's going to forget all about him. Then it'll be really weird if they bring him back in like another year in Season 4 or something. That'd just be really weird. Granted, they did kind of do that with Morgan in The Walking Dead, so sometimes it can work even still. The next question for this one is from Trevschanrules, and I'm not bullshitting you. That's actually the account name. Don't don't hang me or anything. He says, "Hey Trev, how do you think things would have gone if Chris stayed with Travis? Also, I bet once The Walking Dead Season 7 arrives in less than 3 weeks, we'll all forget about Fear until next spring 2017. I was so depressed it's done Season 2, but then again, The Walking Dead takes the pie for me." Yeah, you got it, man. In a couple weeks, we're going to forget all about this. It's the same as last year. Last year was crazy. You get like this huge premiere. It's like a brand new series. It gets like as many views as regular episodes of The Walking Dead. And then as soon as The Walking Dead comes back, no one's interested in talking about it anymore. If I do videos on it, people are like, Trev, why are you doing this video? Walking Dead's on now, man. What the hell's wrong with you? You know, that kind of thing. Because I do intend to do maybe a top 5 or top 10 favorite characters. And I do think Daniel's got to be in there somewhere. Has to be. But heads up for that, guys. I will be doing that probably in the next 2 weeks before Walking Dead premieres. And I'll try to get as many videos done for Fear until then. Because once that hits, I mean... yeah, even the week up until it, we're all gonna forget about Fear. So yeah, absolutely. First part of your question was, how do you think things would have gone if Chris stayed with Travis? Well, I think if Chris stayed with Travis and he listened to Travis, he'd be fine, to be honest with you. I mean, he'd still be alive and everything would be a lot better for them. Maybe they'd still be at the hotel. But yeah, I mean, it's how things go. You get some rambunctious kids and that kind of stuff, and teenagers. And I mean, this stuff happens in real life too. You know, people, especially when you're driving and stuff, if people are drinking or whatever, you know, at that age, I mean, this kind of stuff happens all the time, you know, even in real life, you know. So it's not, forget a zombie apocalypse where it's even more dangerous. This stuff happens in the regular world too, right? So you can't say it's like, oh, it's unrealistic or whatever. No, I think it actually is pretty realistic of Chris's fate if you think about it. Maybe it's too realistic. It's too like, oh, that's it? Really? That happens in regular life anyway. That's not zombie apocalypse stuff. That's just normal. Radical Zed says, hey, Trev, what were your thoughts on Alejandro not being immune to the virus? And I missed this in the review. I missed this entirely. He says, I felt it was too predictable since I suspected from the moment he said it. Me too. He was immune in episode 9 to now that he was lying. And indeed, he was a fraud. Thoughts on him not being immune, Trev? Well, I did the video, you know, I guess it's like a predictions video, I guess you could say, where basically what I said in the video was, I don't think if there was such a thing as immunity in the Walking Dead universe, they would have shown it that way with it just being some leader of another group in Mexico. Yeah, right away, that's pretty much what I said. You can watch the video if you want, it's still on the channel. But, yeah, I thought that right away, and to me, I didn't even mention it in the review because it's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's just, it all seemed, it was almost too in line, you know, but what are you going to do? Would you prefer them have him actually be fully immune to it? I mean, I don't know. I personally like the way it went, and you know, yeah, he's selling people on a bit of a lie, a bit of a snake oil salesman maybe, but still, you know, I mean, it worked out well, I think, in the end, and he did give up his life to join his people at the wall, and so I thought for Alejandro, he had a pretty fitting end. Considering what he was having people do with the wall and everything, he ends up joining his flock, so to speak, which I thought was kind of clever if you think of it. And there was also some really good writing and dialogue about what used with the word fear. So I like that too. And even in season 1, too, you had Daniel, and he had some good lines with the word fear, which is also cool. Which I think they should do as much as they can because, of course, fear of the Walking Dead, right? So really cool. So first name, last name says, why do people call him Travis? His name is Trev. So he said this in a comment when somebody called me Travis. People have been calling me Travis since I was 3 years old, man. It is nothing new. When I was in college, I was an academic assistant for a blind student, and I worked so closely with him for 2 years. His mom would call me Travis every day, and I'd tell her, and I think my girlfriend's mom calls me Travis too. Yes, she does. She calls me, I guess, my mother-in-law. She calls me Travis all the time. So, brother, it's been don't worry about it, man. It's something that I've dealt with since I've been a kid. Maybe that's part of the reason why I like the character so much, is my name is very similar with him, and people have even confused the names before, Trevor and Travis. So, yeah, absolutely. Thomas Cobian says, "Oh, Trev, come on. Does YouTube not allow you to put 10 out of 10 to an episode just because it's Fear the Walking Dead, not the original Walking Dead? I know you want to put it at a 10 because it deserves it. Come on, you should do it despite what other people may say to you. As always, great work with the channel. Greetings from Argentina." So that's from Thomas Cobian, and we'll do like one more after this one. So, yeah, so with the scoring, so pretty simple. With Wrath, I felt like Wrath was a 10 out of 10 episode. I felt like North was really close, but it's a finale episode, final episode, so we're expecting big things already. And I felt like North was not really a 10 out of 10 because of the Colonia and the battle with the gang group. Because I felt like with regards to the zombies, it could have been done a little bit better. Granted, I don't think you have Greg Nicotero for this series. He's busy with Walking Dead, right? So, you know, maybe you can't get to see Merle chomping down on Ben or something as a zombie and get those really great zombie shots. If you look at Fear all the way through the series so far, there's actually very few really great zombie highlight shots. So there's a few in the first season, especially, like maybe the principal. That was pretty cool in Madison. But yeah, there's not too many like awesome zombie moments, and that was an opportunity to show us some really good ones, and they didn't go for it. So I felt like maybe North could have been a little bit better, but I'm certainly not complaining. Wrath is my favorite episode of the series so far. And then we have from Adam Rana. He says, I'm so sad that Oscar died. I liked him. Yeah, he's a nice character. And what we also heard, and thank you guys for letting me know this, because I still haven't seen The Talking Dead yet, because I've been making videos since the finale aired. Since literally right after the finale aired, I started making videos, and I haven't stopped yet. So, well, I slept and worked and stuff, but then I just got right back to it. So for Adam, yeah, Oscar was a nice guy, and definitely that's part of like the villains video that I did, where Travis does kill him with total disregard for him when he does what he does. He's just so consumed with rage. So it's an accidental sort of unnecessary type death, and Travis is totally responsible for it. So you can understand too why Oscar's friends and family would be really, really upset about what happened and would want to get revenge on him and everything afterwards. So it made a lot of sense, and it was really good stuff. I liked it a lot. So yeah, I mean, in terms of like the tragedy of it and everything, I don't mean that Oscar was a cool character. He's fun, and it looks like from Talking Dead we're going to be seeing. I think Coleman Domingo, is he the one who said it? Somebody said it. Somebody told me in comments that we're going to see Strand, or it was Kirkman, Strand at the hotel in next season. So they're not fully done with the hotel group yet. We're going to see some more with them, and that's good because we'll get to see some more in Mexico. It won't be totally in the States 100%. And yeah, that'll be it for this Q&A for today, guys. I had another Walking Dead one there for you, so I hope you like that one if you get to check it out. It's talking about the differences between the endings for the Walking Dead comic book series and TV series. Kirkman has released some stuff on Geeking Out and stuff. So there's that. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to thumb it up below. You can also share. You can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left to subscribe. I'll see you guys again soon. As always, it's Trev saying peace. Later, guys.